Hello and welcome to Baka-Talk, the podcast where we talk about anime, manga, and apparently Pyrolus's inability to catch Pokemon on Pokemon
It's not my
Go.
inability, it's the fact that I'm trying to get a great throw, and this little doesn't let me do it. You're gonna have to bleep that out.
I'm gonna have to bleep that out.
Okay.
All right.
He fled!
That is Pyrolus. Say hi.
Hi, how's it going? It's time for Lucky Channel.
And also joined by my other co-host, Wheeze.
Sup?
You are so full of energy and joy, aren't you?
I have so much energy and joy, I don't know where to put it.
So yeah, we're
full of
back.
energy and joy.
We're talking about anime, manga, and everything else. We're going to start off by talking about. Apparently, Pyrolus wanted to rant about Pokemon Go.
Oh no, that was kind of a half joke. However, how do you make 5 great throws in a row? I can't do it for the life of me. Whenever I almost get there, the stupid thing jumps, and then it's like, oh no, it's the end of the world because I got 4, and now the streak's broken, and a little bit. I'm doing alright. I'm fine.
Awesome. So you need to send him comments on the YouTube channel on how to perform great throws in Pokemon Go.
I know you gotta like spin it really fast. You got the right time, but the Pokemon jumps. It doesn't let you get it at the right time.
You have to spin the ball.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I made a great throw. So you get caught. Oh, you got caught, that little scumbag.
All right, you need to stop. All right, Wheeze, what you been up to lately?
Nothing. I've been working on videos that haven't come out yet.
Really?
Yep.
Anything that you can spoil?
It's about Monster.
Oh, that's cool.
I passed 100 subscribers.
Nice.
I'm like 103.
Which monster?
The Monster, just Monster.
Okay.
Naoki Urasawa's Monster.
Okay.
Is that like Frankenstein's monster? Is that like you had to title it that way?
Kind of. Because Monster is like so generic, it's like impossible to find it unless it's like Naoki Urasawa's Monster. There's like a million things called just Monster.
Yeah.
Why don't you try doing a video about Monster Musume?
Nah, I'm good.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm good.
Do you know what Monster Musume is?
I do know what Monster is.
You should do a video on it.
Nah.
The manga's pretty good.
Is that an actual anime or is that just straight up hentai?
No, it's an
It's an anime.
Okay.
I mean,
I just was never sure.
it can probably be classified as I can't believe it's not hentai, but
Yeah.
it's an anime.
Yeah.
They came out another one that's similar to that called Monster Doctor.
Nice.
It's about this guy that's just going around taking care of monster girls.
Yeah.
No, wait, it's titled Monster Girl Doctor.
I've heard about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very high class entertainment. No, yeah.
It-
Monster's much different.
It's actually got like decent entertainment.
It's got, yeah. It actually
not
has a
just-
story.
It's
It
not
has
just all
themes.
suggestive fan service,
Pretty
right?
much, yeah.
I love watching a guy ride a centaur as he accidentally grabs onto her breast.
Good for you.
Yeah. Makes quality content. A great watch for the family, I'd say.
Oh yeah, totally show it to your whole family.
Yeah. Watch it together, you know.
Just ignore the TV MA warning. Just all of that.
it's
And
TV
ignore the
PG-13.
cringe.
Yeah.
Monster's actually pretty graphic, though.
Well, yeah, it's about a serial killer
Yeah.
and like murder mystery and stuff.
Another
Yeah.
great watch for the family, just like Made in Abyss.
Monster's actually probably worse content-wise than a Monster movie.
You know, I would probably let my like 12-year-old watch Made in Abyss. Probably.
It depends on your 12-year-old.
Yeah, like I guess. Like,
I wouldn't let my 12-year-old watch it,
I just feel like
especially because of the ending.
I might let her watch or let them watch like the first half. maybe.
Yeah. I mean, it's so wholesome until it gets to the point where she's like bleeding out of her eyes and mouth and has to like cut off her arm.
Yeah.
And then after that, where they go into the backstory about Mitty and stuff.
Is there any anime that you would actually suggest, like that you would actually show your own child?
I'd show them all of it.
It depends how old they were. I'd let them watch like Death Note pretty early, probably.
Like how early?
I don't know. Depends on how mature they are.
The moment they hit 12, I'm putting Arrow Manga Sensei in front of them, and I'm be like, you're about the same age as the person on screen here, so I'm pretty sure this is alright.
You should relate to this. Also, stay away from your sister.
Stay away from your sister. You're actually blood related.
You should
The kid's
not.
just like-
you should not have to explain that to
Kids
your
just-
children.
yeah.
At all.
It's like, okay, so having a crush is normal, but try not to have a crush on your sister like this creepy kid is.
See, that's why I'm going to show my manga
saying.
sensei. I'm like, so watch this. Tell me how you feel about it. Tell me what kind of thoughts it put in your mind.
See, what you do is
and
you
we'll
just
go
get
from
him
there.
addicted to 3D or not
2D.
2D women.
He'll be like the main character of Chaos Head. He'll hate his sister so much he doesn't care if she's trying to make a gross pass at her. She's a 3D whammon. Stay away from my coke, you son of a. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
You sound like you're going
This
through
is
stuff
great
today.
parenting. This episode should just be how anime can parent your children.
I just,
How you can just take your children and just whenever anything that they do bad or wrong, you can just show them a certain anime.
Not
and
even
then-
that. Like,
and
teach
then
them the
they'll just-
rules of life of anime.
Yeah.
So, like, you start off with, like, showing them, like, Lucky Star.
Yeah.
That'll teach them the fundamentals of life.
and then you show them
Yeah.
redo of healer so they know how to get revenge on
You
people.
show them Lucky Star if they need help with like getting into social circles, and,
Yeah.
like, interacting with people.
You
and
can
then-
show them, like, any, like, shonen to, like, get them to exercise.
Yeah, and to get them to like have dreams. It's like
Yeah.
I don't know what I want to be when you grow up. You're gonna watch One Piece. You're gonna see what dreams are, what real dreams are, and then they're just gonna be like, I want to be dictator of the world one day. You're like, there you go.
Show them how to want a harem by showing them any anime at all.
Yeah.
Need dating advice.
Hey, Dad, how many wives can I have?
Well, son, I got 4 thanks to not redo of healer, but because of high school DxD. So I mean, as long as you don't go past 8, I mean, then again, he's got like 12. So
Here's $500. Go buy some figurines.
500. You can get like one figurine with that. Why are you giving $500?
Well, he could
because
do
you have to have the
cheaper.
really good figurines.
Yeah, but he's giving $500 for figurines.
Yeah.
He could get some 2 cheap ones.
Why would you want cheap
Yeah,
figurines?
that's true.
You gotta get the top class waifus. You don't want to get the
Those
bottom
are
class.
expensive.
They are expensive. You gotta treat your brides right. You gotta clean them every day. Make sure they're on their shelf nice and proper.
Make sure they're dusted.
Make sure no filthy whammon touches it.
Nobody else gets to touch it.
Nobody. at
Nobody
all.
even gets to see it.
If they appreciate the show, then maybe they get to look at it. What are you grabbing? What are you reaching for, Boom?
Nothing.
Boom, put it back.
I got nothing. I just put my arm on the shelf. Are you think I'm gonna like pull out a gun or something?
I don't know. You can pull out anything.
I got so what do I got back here? Oh,
Give me a gun.
I got Divergent. You remember that series, right? The spin-off to Hunger Games.
Yeah.
I never read it or watched any of the movies.
Hunger Games was alright until the 3rd book, then it became trash.
I read
The ending was pretty bad. Not gonna lie.
I was the weird kid that read the Divergent series instead of the Hunger Games series.
If you read Hunger Games, just read the first book. It's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After that, it's kind of just like, whatever.
The movie's
But
not
the
greatest.
first book is amazing.
I don't like the movies. Yeah, first book was pretty good.
Like, it really sucks you in.
And after that, it becomes a reverse harem.
Yeah, and then it's just like, oh, now we're going back. And then it was just like, as soon as they get in, there's just like no tension because then they're like, no, we're not doing this. We're saving you or whatever.
And then her
then-
sister dies for no
then her,
reason
then her
because of a
sister
bombing.
dies for no reason, and she's like, "I guess I'll spoilers for Hunger Games if you care." But then she's just like, instead of dating the guy that killed my sister, I'm gonna go after the guy who didn't kill my sister because it'll just be hard for me.
I didn't know all
And-
this happened.
That was all over 3 books. The
And-
first
wow.
book is just like, I'll offer myself as tribute because I don't want my sister to die, and everyone's like, wow, she's so courageous. And then it's just like she gets in the arena and goes through this, and you're just like, oh my goodness, this is so good. And then it
falls in
finishes.
love with a cake decorator.
Yeah, and you're just like, wow, this is such a great story, and then it ends. And then the other stories were just kind of like, and now there's a big rebellion, and I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, in the second book, they're like, we know we're supposed to do this like every 10 years, but we're doing it again for this year.
Yeah.
And then we're going to pull the same people that happened last time
Yeah.
because of reasons.
And it was just like,
Well, wasn't it because I watched the movie? So wasn't it because it was like its 100th year anniversary or something?
it was because of that. It was also because they wanted to kill her because she like kind of spoke out, like her rebellion or whatever against the system.
Yeah, because they
Because-
made Rue's thing go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they also like they scammed the thing by like they were gonna kill themselves. To,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're like, that's an act of rebellion. We need to kill her somehow. So they like do that whole thing. But yeah. So it just kind of felt like I liked it better. Just that, like I like the concept of the world where it's just like you're stuck in this crappy world and this is like what you're going through.
Yeah.
And then it just turned into like rebel against the system and we're gonna take them down and like
I thought Area
big
13
things,
was
so.
pretty cool and the whole thing behind that.
yeah.
But then, like, the book 3 happened, and it's like, do I go for Peter? Do I go for this guy?
Yeah.
Peter, I love him, but he killed my sister, and he doesn't remember anymore. But this guy also now doesn't remember anymore. Oh, no, I love Peter, although he killed my sister, but I love this guy, too. It's like,
Yeah.
it's
like-
just went from one thing to Twilight, and I want it to stop.
Yeah. Like I get it's like a young adult like
I was gonna say, what do you expect from like
Novel,
a young adult?
but like the
novel?
first book actually did it well. Where like the romance didn't feel forced. It actually had tension and like reasons for it and
At
stuff.
first, it was targeted for both boys and girls, and the third one just went full girl.
yeah.
And it was pretty
Yeah, like
it was
halfway
pretty
through and
cringe.
questioned why I was even reading it at this point.
Huh,
Yeah.
interesting.
But the first book was amazing. It's like
It's pretty
it
good.
was a really really good book.
The world building and everything was brilliant.
Yeah, it was so good. Once you got like there was a lot of build up to getting into the arena, and once you were there, it was just like it was a page turner. It was really good.
Huh. Definitely won't go back and read it.
Yeah, I mean, reading the first one's definitely worth it. But...
It's like an Ender Game. Ender Game's a good read too, but the trilogy movie they made about it isn't.
They only made one movie.
Oh, I thought they made a trilogy. Anyway,
No.
it's not great.
Huh.
You cannot condense that book into 2 hour movie.
Mhm.
I had something similar happen with a book I was reading called The Expanse. Actually, it was from a series called The Expanse, and the book was called Leviathan Wakes.
Mhm.
And they made a TV show out of it on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
First season was great. First 2 seasons was great because it covered the first novel, and it was like pretty decent. And then it just seemed like after that, it just got really weird.
Mm.
Like, I don't know. It just kind of went nowhere, but then it seemed like they're trying to go somewhere at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, it was going nowhere, but it seemed like they're just like spinning their wheels.
A lot of books like they did get one done, and they're like, we can make 2 books. Let's go for the good old trilogy 3, and then the
Right.
second book will be nothing. And the third book will actually be good.
Well, I hear the books are actually good. It's just the TV show kind of went somewhere.
Mm.
But yeah.
Yeah, so it's weird sometimes. Sometimes it feels like they start something and then it like gets better over time. And usually those are worth like getting into and like going through the entire thing.
Yeah.
Other things feel like they have a really good hook as like their first book or like whatever, and then it just kind of like goes.
Yeah.
Like Aragon, I read the first 3 books of Aragon.
Yeah.
I thought the third book was the last one. Then I just recently found out there was more. And I'm
Oh
like,
my
oh my
goodness.
goodness, now I gotta read more of this? I'm gonna read more of this.
Huh. I
I
have
haven't-
no idea what that book is.
They made a movie out of it. It's probably not that great. I haven't watched it. Basically, it's about this boy in a medieval fantasy world. He finds an egg. It turns out to be a dragon. And now
Oh, Aragon?
Yeah,
I thought you were saying air gun.
No, I was saying Aragon.
Okay.
Yeah, I
know
have
of
those
Aragon.
books. I haven't read them yet. I need to read the trilogy. Are they good?
Yeah, they're good. I like
Okay.
them. They're
I'm
pretty
gonna
good.
read them after I finish the Thrawn Star Wars book.
They're pretty good.
You know, it'd be a cool book to turn into like a movie.
Hmm.
What is it called? It was the green, white, black, blue,
Oh,
or white, black, red books.
yeah, Ted Decker books.
Yeah,
My
the Ted
brothers
Decker
used to
books.
read those.
Yeah, that was really good. I read the audiobooks to them.
Weren't they like a dream, like you fell asleep in one world and
Well-
woke up in another world or something like that?
Something was happening in the main world where this guy was getting chased by the government. I forget exactly why, but whenever he would go to sleep, he would like be in this other world, like this post-apocalyptic like fantasy world, and like so he couldn't tell because it felt real on both sides.
Yeah.
So like he couldn't tell if like Earth was the fantasy, or if like, Earth was the dream, or
Yeah.
if like the fantasy world was the dream.
Mm.
So like each time, and he's having like problems, and he's like dealing with like crises on both sides, and he's like trying to figure out like what matters. Like
Yeah.
when he goes to sleep in the fantasy world, does that matter? Like does the Earth area matter, or like does the Earth area matter more than the fantasy world? Like
That's kind of cool.
All right,
That
just
sounds
tell
cool.
me the plot to Steins Gate right now.
it's very much kind of like that. Like it, and it also has to do a lot with like, it kind of has that Narnia feel to it as well. It's very much based off like the Narnia or like Lord of the Rings a little bit, but it delves into kind of like path and like responsibility and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's a really good book series. I suggest.
That's cool.
I'd suggest it.
All right. We went from talking about anime to being full-on nerds.
Yeah.
Where's your glasses, boy?
I know this is the literature podcast.
I can turn it around. I read my first manga series.
We've become Melvin.
Let's go.
Full circle.
And of course, it was a horror anime series called Mieruko-chan. Mieruko-chan.
Nice.
It's super good. And the best part is the first episode of the anime released last Sunday.
Nice.
So if you want to read anime, I suggest read the anime. I highly suggest it. Also, it's only got like 3 volumes. So like you can catch up on it. It's only got like 150 pages per volume. So
Nice.
it's like super small. The story is really good though. It's like about this girl where she's just like normal like high school life, right? And then all of a sudden she realizes that she can see these monster type creatures. So like, have you ever seen like a Japanese like what's that one famous horror manga artist? What is his name?
I'll look it up.
People are probably screaming at me because it's super famous.
Junji Ito?
Yeah,
Junji Ito.
Junji Ito. So it's very much like that horror, like monster type style, like creatures and stuff.
Yeah.
But she's seen them all over the world, all around her. Like, and people are like being followed by these guys, and people are like, nobody else can see them besides for her apparently. And she's going through her life, but like these monsters will come up to her, and like the first time she sees a monster, actually in the anime, the first time she sees a monster, the monster gets right up into her face and just like says, "Can you see me? Do you see me?"
Yeah.
Like super creepishly. And she freaks out and like just kind of like freezes, and she decides that the only way she's gonna survive this, because she feels like if she like acknowledges the monsters are there or like freaks out, she's gonna get like eaten or like killed or something like that. So she just decides that she's going to ignore the monsters. She's gonna pretend that they're not there and try to like basically live her life normal, like pretend that she's not seen them. Well, it keeps on getting like crazier and crazier after that, where like her friend Hana is like, I guess she has like a really big like life force or whatever. So like all these evil spirits are attracted to her. So like whenever she's hanging out with her friend, it seems like the worst and like baddest spirits like just follow them.
Yeah.
So I don't want to spoil it too much because it's actually really good. Anyways, she like tries to figure out different ways to like dispel the spirits. Like she tries like prayer beads, like salt and stuff like that.
Do they do anything to her, or do they just like hang around?
So like they try to grab her. Like they can actually like touch her and grab her.
Okay.
So like she knows that she can be affected by them. But like most of the time, like a monster won't like grab you or affect you at all. There was this one creepy monster that was like going around like touching a bunch of people, like kind of like groping them. But
watch them all just be looking for friendship.
Probably they just wanted cuddles.
See, in a similar manga called Yokai Shoujo, the spirits in there, all they do is like take pictures of girls' panties.
Okay, well this one doesn't do that. There are like it seems like, as far as I can tell, these are like ghosts. So like ghosts of like old like
dead people.
Because there's this one storyline where she finds this cat right in this box, and like she decides that at first she saves it from a monster.
Yeah.
So because like animals supposedly like can see the monsters a little bit, so she saves this cat from the monster, and she puts up on social media that she has a cat that she wants to give away to like a good owner. But anyways, this one guy comes up to her, and like she can see that this guy is surrounded by like evil cat spirits and stuff like that. Like it looks like monster cats, like dead cats and stuff, like just like surrounding him. So what she figures, like this guy's like gonna kill the cat, right? Well, so she doesn't give the cat to the guy. The guy gets angry and just kind of walks away. Well, this big biker guy, this like big gnarly like Yakuza like guy comes up to her, and like he has like two like it's cat spirits, but like more like the actual like good cat spirits.
Yeah.
So she like can find out and realizes that like he's actually like a good person. So she gives the cat to him, and it turns out he just like really likes cats, kind of like the soft Yakuza like guy. So,
yeah.
But like, I don't know, it's a really good series. I suggest like getting into it. So
I have read like the first chapter of it.
Have you?
A bit ago, yeah.
It's slow. It kind of takes a little bit to get into. So, but yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds cool.
Yeah. I don't want to spoil it, so.
Yeah.
Because, like, there's actually, like, this one scene where this, like, she's riding the subway, and, like, there's this big monster guy. He has, like, a bag over his head and, like, has, like, a bag over his shoulder. But he also has an axe. So he's going along the subway, like, seat, and just, like, chopping into people. And, like, mumbling to himself, like, not this one. But, like, each time he's, like, chopping into the person. And she's freaking out, thinking, like, they're dying or something like that. And then she realizes, like, nothing's happening to him. Like, he's just chopping and, like, nothing's happening. Well, eventually she looks over to the girl next to her and realizes the girl has, like, this weird haze around her. Well, the monster gets up to that girl, chops into her, and, like, pulls out, like, this evil spirit with the axe. Like, he chopped into, like, this girl.
Oh, dang.
And, like, exorcises this evil spirit. So she's, like, trying to figure out, like, are there some monsters that are, like, protecting people?
Huh.
Or is there, like, was the monster, like, trying to eat the... It's weird, because other monsters are, like, eating other evil spirits and stuff like that. So
that's cool.
Yeah. And then, like, there's this whole plot where she's praying to, like, these, to the shrine with her friend Hana. And she's, like... Because there's this giant, like, Cthulhu-like monster following Hana around. So, like, she suggests to Hana to go... Like, Hana doesn't know anything about the monsters. And, of course, Mieruko-chan can't tell her anything.
Yeah.
She's afraid the ghosts will realize and, like, hurt them. So she convinces Hana to go to this shrine to just kind of, like, do, like, a good luck prayer.
Yeah.
So they both pray, and, like, Miyuki... I want to make sure I'm saying Mieruko prays for, like, the god or gods to, like, exorcise this evil spirits that's surrounding Hana. So she turns around and then realizes, like, the big monster's still there and stuff like that, and she figures it didn't work. Well, eventually these two, like, kitsune creatures come down and, like, battle the evil spirit and, like, kills it and stuff and, like, exorcises it. And, like, one of the kitsune guys, like, raises up, like, one finger and, like, I don't know, I guess it's supposed to represent, like, they're only gonna save her, like, a couple of times, like, maybe 3 times or something like that.
Yeah.
And then after that, because one of the cat creatures got wounded, this other monster guy, like, comes up by them and, like, heals one of the cat creatures. So it's like she's trying to figure out if it's, like, a god that, like, helped her, or if it's, like, just another evil spirit that's, like, fighting other evil spirits. So it's pretty interesting. So
he says he doesn't want to spoil anything, then proceeds to spoil it.
You know what? Spoilers for this show. So there's only one episode out. Read the 3 volumes. You can get them for, like...
When there's only 3 volumes, it's hard to talk about it without spoiling something.
I mean, like, you get spoiled at, like... If you read the first volume, you'll get into it. And you can, like... It's pretty easy to pirate manga, so... Yeah, it is. I mean, I'm sure you can even find it free somewhere, so...
Oh, I found it free.
Did you?
Yeah. That's how I read the first chapter.
I'd suggest reading it, so...
Yeah. Who was?
What?
Who was?
I'd suggest reading it, too.
Oh, I thought you said someone was reading it.
I'm reading it, so I really like it.
You're not reading it. You finished it. You're waiting for the next volume now.
I'm honestly thinking about reading it twice until the next episode comes out of the anime, so that way I'm fully caught up.
There you go.
Because I barely remember the first volume a little bit, because I read it like a half a year ago. So.
I remember the first chapter perfectly, and I read it like shortly after you first talked about it.
Yeah.
Basically, what happens is she's brushing her teeth, and things like Kenny seems like, oh no.
Yeah.
And later on, she's in the bed and she's trying to sleep, and the thing's crawling. She's like, oh no, I'm trying to sleep.
I do remember that, because she's like,
and then she's changed.
Here's something underneath the, like, the covers, and, like, pulls it up, and, like, the creature's like, mama.
Yeah,
like,
and she's like,
mama.
I see nothing. Oh. And she goes to reach something from the tower locker, and that mouth tries to bite her fingers. So I was like, oh.
That was one of the creepiest ones.
Yeah.
That made me, like, not, like, look like reaching out at something that I can't see.
That was in, like, chapter 1. Maybe.
Yeah, that was in chapter 1. But yeah, that's what I've been up to. Reading manga and watching anime.
I've read a little bit of manga recently. I've been rereading One Piece.
Nice.
So that's been fun. When I first read it, I read it on my phone, and I didn't pay that close of attention to it. So rereading it now, it's really fun because I have it physically, so I can like look at all the art and like, especially for action scenes, it's really hard for me to read on a phone because it's just like so hard to see everything unless I zoom in, which is annoying.
Yeah.
So having it like in physical, I can just like see the whole thing and I can like see how they're like making the action scenes go on and stuff and like actually pay attention to it's really cool. Because normally I would just kind of like skip through the fight scenes, so actually seeing like how they play out is pretty cool.
I had that problem with Soul Eater. When I was reading Soul Eater, like the action scenes just didn't feel right reading it on the phone.
It just looks like a bunch of lines like across the screen. It's
Yeah,
like,
I don't think so.
Don't see anything.
What I like to do is I like to zoom in and look at all the stuff one by one.
Yeah, it drives me crazy trying to like zoom in on my phone to like see the art because I want to see like everything together.
Yeah,
that's part of how the action like portrays it is like from here to here is like happening. So like having to zoom in and it's like, okay, this art piece, look over at the next art piece.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like I don't connect them in my mind, right?
Yeah.
So
I had the same problem. I just have a general problem reading black and white stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like if a manga has really high depth like line shading and stuff, I have a hard time telling what's going on.
There was definitely some like I think in Tokyo Ghoul there was like 1 or 2 panels because there's a lot of shading that I'm like, what am I even looking at? And then eventually it'd be like, oh, I get it. I see where like someone's like hitting this other person and where it's being hit. Tokyo Ghoul's a good example of it because they like the Kakujos or whatever, like those powers are so like crazy and like otherworldly that like seeing them like impact someone is just like a really weird like there's just so much going on.
Well, in the anime, aren't they like a dark red, like almost like
depends
organ like thing?
Yeah,
it depends. Some are blue, some of them. It just depends. Each one has like a different.
But
color.
they still kind of look like organ type things, like kind of protruding, like their normal state. Not until like, because some of them actually turn into weapons, right?
Most of them turn into weapons, yeah.
But like their normal state is like kind of like a tentacle, right?
No.
There's like a bunch of different kinds of them.
Is there? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I seem to remember seeing like a tentacle, like
that was Kaneki's.
Yeah, the main.
Okay, yeah, Kaneki's.
So. Kaneki's has 4 tentacles and they extend as far as he wants and like stab things.
Hey, he's Doc Ock.
Like basically,
yeah, that's cool.
He is.
That's cool. Or that actually he's not Doc Ock. He's the character from Star Wars Visions.
Yes.
Or is a character from Star Wars Visions.
Although he kind of gets like some crazy stuff happens to him.
No.
Yeah.
I really
Red Centipede.
I don't know if I want to read Tokyo Ghoul or if I want to watch Tokyo Ghoul.
I'd suggest
suggest reading it too.
Really?
I definitely need to get Tokyo Ghoul
The issue with the
I want to finish the story.
Manga, the first season of the manga is alright.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. It matches up with the manga pretty well. But then you get to the second
The first season of the manga?
I mean, first season of the anime.
Okay, that's
then
what
you get to the second season of the anime, and then it just kind of hops away from the manga and does its own thing.
Even the first season, like the end of the first season, it still like rushes through the ending.
Yeah.
Because it was just like, okay, all these things happening, Kaneki is getting tortured, then suddenly we're raiding this house and like all this stuff's going on.
And it happened in a very big different way in the manga.
Part of the manga is that it showed every single side of like this huge raid going on. And so then when everyone got together,
really cool.
You were like, oh, these guys are here for this reason, these guys are here for this reason, and everyone's got these like motivations and things that they're doing, and then it all like collides into this one big thing. The anime was just kind of like, he's here, we're going there, oh, they showed up too, and then everyone kind of fights, and then like it just ends.
And then after that, Kaneki goes with the group that tortured him in the anime, when in the manga he started his own organization.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that's one of the biggest differences.
So it like,
and that's where it starts splitting off more and more. That
Tokyo
makes sense.
Ghoul Re, the first half of it is pretty good with manga, but then after that, they rushed it big time because a lot of stuff happens in the Tokyo Ghoul Re manga that they just kind of blow over, and like there's a giant time skip that you don't even, if you didn't read the manga, you don't even realize a time skip happened.
Oh, okay.
I need to read all of Tokyo Ghoul Re, and then I'll probably reread Tokyo Ghoul 2, and then I'm gonna watch it all because I want to see how badly they screwed it up, because I know they like it's famous for how badly they adapted it.
Yeah.
And just like telling Tokyo Ghoul, finishing it, starting Tokyo Ghoul Re like they actually finished Tokyo Ghoul by the manga and then like going away from it and again. It's like
it's still really great though. Like the choreography, the visual effects of the anime are amazing.
The animation.
Well, that's what I hear.
If you don't compare it to the manga, it is perfect by itself.
Right. Well, that's what I'm wondering. Like, maybe I should watch the anime first, enjoy it for like what it is.
Yeah.
And then like, I don't know, read it.
As long as you read the manga, I don't care what order you do it in.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would probably recommend reading it first. I don't know. Maybe watching it can give you a better grasp on like what the powers look like and feel like too.
Well, that's what I'm wondering as well. Because like
seeing them in action is pretty cool.
Yeah.
When I watched it, and then I translated big thing with anime. If I can watch the anime, I can visualize the manga a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's what I find too. That's what I'm having happen with Soul Eater. Mm-hmm. I'm able to read Soul Eater a lot faster and understand a lot more since I've already watched the anime.
Like,
so
when I read Tokyo Ghoul, I'm like, I know the song that goes in this scene,
right?
The manga is definitely more slow paced, and well, that's in general. A lot of manga are slow paced, whereas the anime is faster paced.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I guess that's enough ranting for this part of the episode.
Now we're gonna take a break.
Yeah, we're gonna take a break.
Yeah.
And
time.
We'll be back with Wheeze has some fun CBR ranting
Articles, yeah.
So we're gonna go over
I'll
those.
send them on the Discord so you guys can look at them too. And by you guys, I don't mean the audience.
All right.
Because we don't have a Discord.
And No Game No Life is off of hiatus.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit. All right, break time.
At time.
Maybe we'll talk about that a little bit. That's really the only thing that we have to say. No Game No Life is off hiatus. There's nothing else we need to add.
And we're back.
We're back.
After a fun couple minutes of me deleting my internet history.
Yes,
I saw
cool.
what was on there. Research my butt.
He searched lo-fi girl. Oh my goodness, I can't believe he searched girl in his search history.
Oh my goodness, he went through an entire thing of tissues, I bet you. An entire thing.
What?
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 Nothing.
Exactly.
So,
I'm right.
anyways, we're gonna be talking. Oh yeah, we forgot to mention that what was that anime or that manga that went out of hiatus?
We did mention that.
Yeah,
No
yeah.
Game No Life.
No Game No Life.
Yeah.
Yeah, went out of hiatus.
So hopefully more anime coming out for it.
So we had to mention that past the break. So we did.
Yeah.
So there you go.
There's our in-depth discussion on that.
So now we're gonna move on to something more fun. We decided that we want to talk about the amazingness that is CBR.com.
We might come back to this later because it's just a treasure trove
Of trash.
and it's amazing.
We
And
were
it's
looking up like
comedy gold.
news articles for the week, try to find something decent, and we couldn't find anything that's like big enough to talk about. But Weeze found some amazing stuff.
Oh my goodness, it's so great.
It's like when you start watching Domestic Girlfriend and you just can't stop because of how trash it is.
That's kind of how CBR is. Part of CBR is just like, here's random news things, and it's like a news website. The other part of CBR is like, we're gonna make some clickbait articles with almost zero effort into them, but they're just clickbait enough, and we have enough ads and stuff that people will click on this. So they have amazing like top 10 lists and all kinds of things that are very stupid. And if you start like searching CBR or whatever, you'll just get them in your Google feed all the time. So we have things like top 10 anime characters who would make perfect horror movie protagonists.
Yeah.
So they have characters like Jotaro Kujo because his vast experience prepares him for trouble. That's number 10. They have Killua Zoldyck, because he is as deadly as the killer. They have Deku. They have Inosuke. They have... I don't know who Sniper Mask is. Or Eraserhead. They have Kurapika.
Eraserhead is from My Hero Academia.
Okay. They have Rengoku.
Wait a second. His fighting style is perfect against zombies? What?
And they have Momo. And they have Saitama. So, first of all, what is the purpose of a horror movie protagonist?
Stupid.
Is the purpose to be super overpowered so that none of the monsters are any threat, or any of the like horror things going on are any threat to the character?
No.
That is according to CBR, that's what makes a good movie protagonist. At first I was like, do they mean the monster of like
That's why
the
I thought
horror
at
movie?
first.
But no, they're talking about great horror protagonists excel at survival and adapt to stressful situations. No, they don't. That's the whole point of horror.
Yeah, they're not supposed to do that.
It's supposed to be terrifying. It's supposed to feel like everything is hopeless because of how horrible it is. But they're like, no, you should have Saitama. Imagine just like the Halloween and like Mike Myers comes up and Saitama's just there. As he goes to stab him slowly, he just like punches him into the moon.
He just like throws a swat of fly and gone.
He like doesn't even notice him, and he's like breaks into his house and just like turns around, and the force of him turning around just like breaks his neck.
Or you have Inosuke, and he's just like he would
Inosuke
be
just being insane. It would just be like him and a monster, and they're both just like running through the forest.
Yeah, Inosuke would end up killing more people than probably the monster.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
And then like Eraserhead fighting style is perfect for killing zombies or fighting zombies. Like, what?
Kurapika's thirst for revenge is a powerful weapon. Kurapika is the most like chill and like laser focused character. Like, it would be so awful in a horror movie. It would just be like, oh, all these bad things are happening. Okay, who do I have to kill?
Right?
And then, oh my goodness, Killua Zoldyck is just like this cold-blooded like killer assassin. I don't get this at all. It's so dumb.
So my phone has popped up with a total of 10 ads since I've scrolled twice.
Yep. So
That's a great article. Really well read. I'm so glad that we read it.
there's other articles like, I love this one because it's like they know their audience. They're like 10 loving anime wives who make us wish we were married. Just assumes whoever's reading this is not married, which is amazing.
Anime is a home to many loving wives who support their spouses and family through thick and thin and can make anyone believe in true love.
Oh man.
They have number 10, Tamako.
Wait a moment.
Yukihira.
Hold on.
Always cooked for love, Food Wars. You have Mikoto Uchiha, did her best in a difficult family, Naruto.
Haven't seen Naruto. Okay,
Susie
this one's hilarious.
Susie Q fell hard for Joseph,
Susie
JoJo's
Q.
Bizarre
Makes sense.
Adventure.
Nothing happens
Nothing
with
happens.
Susie Q. She just literally falls in love with him and it goes like they're married. That's the only thing that
Bisco
happens.
Conwell happily married Elzak. Fairy Tale? Oh, that's a spoiler for me. Dang it.
Rip.
Carla Yeager found domestic bliss with Grisha. Attack on Titan. What? They both end up dying.
Okay, number 3 is Trisha Elric, wouldn't call Hohenheim a monster. That's like a decent, half-decent pick. And then there's Helga. Also, you'll notice they reuse... I've seen Trisha Elric and Helga from Vinland Saga in
She was in, like, 2
multiple
episodes.
articles.
She was in 2 episodes. What I'm wondering is, if they really want to catch my heart, why don't they have Erased, the mother from Erased?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she was amazing.
She was amazing.
Well, I guess they were going for wives, not mothers. I think mothers is a
But
is a different
the article is... Oh, it is loving
Here's
wives.
another. There's. I also have 10 best mothers ranked, which they don't have her. I believe.
Oh, no,
They
that-
do
all
have
right.
Helga again.
What is 10 best mothers?
They
Let's
have
find
Helga
this.
again.
Number 10 is Helga. Wow.
Again, we only saw her for 2
Bleach,
episodes.
I don't know,
Mizaki Kurosaki absolutely loves her son from Bleach. Minako Ayazawa also runs a tight household, Maid Sama.
They've got Josuke's mom, who's a fine pick. They have,
Tomoko
they have
Hakashika.
Trisha again because
Kata.
they just throw her in.
Trisha Elric. Oh, Midoriya's mom. Another Food Wars
These are
character.
just
This is the
simple.
same woman.
It's a simple, yeah.
Yeah, they like reuse the same ones for like things. But they don't.
This isn't even an anime. Kea gave her life to protect her waterbender daughter, Avatar.
Do you know
the Last
how many
Airbender?
anime mothers give away their lives for their family?
Exactly.
Yeah.
They don't even have Satoru's mom. Where's
I know.
Satoru's
Her
mom?
mom was amazing. His mom was
Yeah.
amazing.
What? Get out of the ad. Get out of the ad right now.
All right, what's another good one? You have top 10 anime villains who betrayed their best friend. This could actually be interesting. This could be interesting. Let's find this. What do we got? Whether it was
most
for
of them-
survival or necessity or simply to advance their
Hold on,
power
before we
position.
proceed, I bet you it's going to be the basic trash anime that everyone has seen or heard of.
I'm not even going to say the
Okay,
character.
the first thing that they have is
Yes.
not even an anime. It's
Yep.
from Avatar.
Avatar
Very cool.
is Sozin betrayed Avatar
They have
Roku.
more Avatar.
I told you the most basic.
Another what?
Naruto follows.
So 2 avatars, a Naruto. Oh,
Dead Man
Shiro
Wonderland.
got Gantz sent to prison
Gantz.
in Dead Man Wonderland.
I told you
Wait.
it's the most
What?
basic. Simple. Yeah, because she was the multiple personality that killed the entire classroom.
Oh, right. I do want to read the manga.
They
of
weren't
that.
best friends though before she betrayed him though.
No, they didn't even know each other.
This one is decent. I read the manga and got to this part, and it I guess it's okay, but like not the most.
I hear Aizen's actually a really good portrayal.
he is.
Juliet hurt so many before.
There's
Is
a
it?
fairy
Oh, this
tale.
is fairy tale. Dang it!
There's another-
That was a big spoiler for me.
I read the manga. That wasn't a spoiler for me.
There's another Naruto.
Naruto.
Jujutsu Kaisen thing. I haven't seen Jujutsu Kaisen.
Even though they seem to
They
get
have
along.
Griffith.
That was
is
actually not that much of a spoiler. That's not like even like a betrayal. Griffith is a pretty good portrayal.
Yeah, Griffith is good. And then they have another Naruto. Mostly
So
normal.
many Narutos.
I told you it was mainly gonna be basic stuff that everyone already knows. That's all
Yeah.
that CBR does. Basic stuff everyone knows, just skewed in whatever they want to do.
Well,
All right, last one. Unconventional weapons. Here we go. This one I'm actually going to read all the top 10.
Okay, this one is pretty dumb.
No one expects sword arms from Dororo.
Sword arms is
Do-
not that
Dororo.
unconventional. It's not that ridiculous to conceive of. There's so many more insane things.
Directional mobility gear puts Spider-Man's powers into perspective. Attack on Titan. I mean, that's pretty
Sure.
unconventional. That's
That's just
pretty
a
cool.
zip lining.
The 13th month series holds powerful symbolism, Tower of God. Okay, the 13-month swords are like they're just pretty
They're
much
just-
fancy swords.
Well, I don't know why
Yeah.
like they're including any superpower anime in this, because everything that's a superpower anime is gonna be unconventional.
Yeah.
I do agree with Dominators.
Dominator is cool. They're not really unconventional.
Not really,
though.
they're just
That's-
a gun.
They're very conventional. That's the purpose of them. They're like very
Okay, scissor blades, come on. You have
scissor blade, like that's not that ridiculous.
It's not.
It's just a
People hurt other people with
Scissors,
scissors all the
yeah.
time.
guitars.
Guitars, I don't
There's
know
so
what
many
reference
animes that
that
use
is.
guitars as a weapon.
Soul Slayers and Bleach.
Okay, that's just a special sword.
Yeah, like how's that
Okay,
unconventional?
they have a
They use
Hunter
it to kill
Hunter
souls, not
ability.
people.
They could literally use like all Hunter Hunter abilities because they're so
Right.
specific. Every single one is super specific. But the vacuum cleaner
How's
is
Death
kind
Note
of cool.
unconventional? You get a book of death and you write people's
Okay,
names in it.
what they wrote in here is really cringe. Someone once said, the pen is mightier than the sword. And that might just be true when it comes to Death Note. That's so cringe.
What's Simophir?
I have no idea. Double-edged swords? Is that literally all it is? Oh, it's a magical girl transformation. Our powerful suits designed...
It's a singing magical girl anime where okay, so the
I guess it's kinda
Symphogear are only as powerful as the characters are as good at singing.
That's kind of funny.
So if you suck at singing, what you suck at basically the suit. And then there's this swan song which can self-destruct for ludicrous damage. So it's just an exoskeleton suit where you sing. The more you sing, the stronger you are.
I guess
that's how
kind
Master Chief's so good.
I guess that's
That's-
kind of unconventional.
Okay, so that's actually good.
But,
I
like,
would consider that a decent
That
article.
one was that last one was decent. Although like having sword arms or just like scissor blades or whatever. It's like, what?
All right.
This is 10 most unconventional anime weapons.
So I do have to say this. I'm pretty much done looking at articles. So for CBR or any person that produces content that's top 10s, right? And this is something I learned while we were doing our top 10, right? When we used to do our top 10s, is people when they watch, listen, read a top 10 list, they're doing it to find something new to learn about, find something new that they might want to watch or read, right? So like that last article that they had about the unconventional weapons, their number one actually made me want to go look up that anime, because it actually looks interesting. That'd be actually an interesting thing to do. But like the other ones, like the top 10 made no sense.
Yeah, I get like sometimes their thing is just a 10 list. Like it's a random list of 10 things that they're just like 10 characters who did this thing, and then they just throw them on the thing. And it's like, okay, I don't really know what the purpose of this is. Also, but especially when they do ranked by like most extreme or whatever, like they pick the dumbest things.
Like I read this one CBR article. It was like, Okabe Rintaro's most dislikable person in Steins Gate.
Yeah.
And like I was going there, I was like, these are all the reasons why people like him.
And it was like, it was like his weird, like, what was it?
The fact that he acts like a mad scientist despite not being a mad scientist. Like, that's a coping mechanism that he has developed. Like, if you weren't stupid, you would obviously see that.
Yeah, I don't get... Some of them were really, really bad. These ones weren't, like, awful, but they're still just kind of like...
Well, all these articles,
just dorky.
Basically, what they do is they give it to an intern, like, write this on your lunch, and you might get some money off of it.
Yeah.
Like the one that we didn't go over, but it was like with the biggest dreams, and the first thing they have is like people from like idol like things just like wanting to become an idol. It's like that's not the biggest dreams in anime. Like
no,
the biggest dreams would be like
Issei Hyodo wants to be a harem king of the world.
Like
come on,
world
man.
domination, like Light Yagami just wanting to be a god. Like and you're just like, oh, this girl that wants to be an idol is like the biggest thing in the world. It's like, very cool CBR. Very cool.
Well, it's not even just CBR. Like that, like we're reading CBR articles, but it's just like
CBR is the biggest offender though.
CBR does this though.
They do a lot.
They pump it out daily.
Yeah,
they do.
Which you kind of have to when you're just a site.
All they're doing is they're just monkey stone poo-poo on the wall, hoping something sticks.
Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, it would be more interesting if they did a lot more well thought out articles.
They must work because people are like, they're still making them.
The reason why they work is people seem like, what? That's not true. And I click on, I'm like, they're just trying to get reactions out of people.
I feel that's also part of it where they'll just be like most unlikable characters, and then they'll pick like a super likable character, so people will just be like, what the crap?
It's like when ReZero, the second season ended, and like there was all those people on Twitter like, oh, the second season of ReZero was so trash, and this is why. It's like, no one thinks that. Well, you're just trying to say that because you don't like it, and you try to make everyone else not like it for the popularity.
You can have your own opinion.
Yeah,
I don't care if you think that like, well, obviously, like you guys don't like Evangelion that much.
Yeah,
but it's not like you guys think I'm a horrible person for like Evangelion.
Yeah,
no,
and I can understand why someone would like Evangelion.
Right. And I can understand why other people would like other things. So, like, when somebody has an opinion, such as, well, I don't like Season 2, because Season 2 to me didn't work.
Yeah.
And, like, that's where you have, like, a discussion with somebody. It's like, well, why didn't you like Season 2? Like, is it because you didn't understand something? Can I explain it to you where you maybe would appreciate it more?
Yeah.
But, like, when you have a news, like, it'd be one thing if CBR or, what's another website? Nutaku, stuff like that.
No, Nutaku's an actual. There's different stuff. But Nutaku's one of them.
Yeah, but like when you have anime sites or just like cultural sites that are like pop culture sites that are just like putting out spam articles.
Yeah.
Instead of doing like a deep dive analysis on like shows and stuff like that, and like episodes.
Yeah, they're just so weird too.
Well, a lot of it's very biased.
Like one is 10 anime children way stronger than their parents.
Yeah.
Like, what does that even mean? Why is that even a thing?
Of course, Akira, because I saw it right on the picture of the article. Of course, Akira is gonna be not Akira. Kira is gonna be way stronger than his father.
His father is just like random cop, and he has a death note. It's like, what is this? What does this mean?
Almost every anime protagonist is gonna be stronger than their parents. More than half of them, their parents are dead. They're stronger by default.
Or you have the other cliche where their parents is literally the strongest being in the universe.
Yeah.
Like
you either have
so weird.
Parent that does nothing, or you have the strongest being in the universe.
Yeah.
There's rarely an in between.
Yeah.
Well, you also have dead.
Yeah.
Like you said.
I mean, I think Satoru's mom's probably in between. She's like the perfect, like, I die a lot, but I do great when I'm alive.
It's so, I don't know. They're so weird. They're so like specific in what they talk about. And then they're like dumb. They don't even make sense. Like perfect horror movie protagonist. And then they pick just like, this person would be really good in a fight, so they would be good in a horror movie. It's like, you don't even understand what a story is.
You know who would be good in an actual horror film? The cast of Lucky Star. I could see that go really well.
Yeah, like
I could see that going really badly.
It could go either way depending on what happens.
Yeah.
Like you want someone like normal or like whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Like I could understand like somewhat competent at whatever. Like Kazuma from Konosuba or something.
I was just
like,
thinking Subaru from ReZero.
Yeah, like those would both be like.
Well, he kind of is.
He kind of is a horror protagonist.
But I mean, like in just like Kazuma's character, maybe not even just having his power, just like his character. Would like work well. But when they're just like, Saitama because she could one punch the monster, it's or
like,
Midoriya because he literally has like super speed and strength.
It's like you don't even understand what a story is when you're just like.
I think if someone had Saitama's personality in a horror movie, that'd be great. Because they just open the door to a monster, like just close it, walk away. So I had like that comedic relief till he dies.
That would be, and then the monster would just be like, go ahead. You go ahead.
So like the monster just be like, I'm gonna rip your head off, and Saitama's just be like, okay.
They pretty much have that like dynamic in One Piece where Luffy goes to like this ghost town thing and a zombie like crawls out of the grave and he just like walks up to him, slowly pushes him back down, and then the guy's just like, what the heck are you doing?
That was great.
He was trying to close, so I
pushed him back down. It was so funny. It was just the perfect like horror movie comedy thing. It's just like, oh no, he's crawling out of the grave, just pushes his head back.
But like, okay, so they did like the top 10 best wives, right? So it's like, I could think of 1,000 other characters that I think would make better wives.
There's only one wife that I remember in anime, and that's Satoru's mom. Everyone else I don't care about.
They chose what's his name? Joseph Joestar's wife.
Yeah,
who's just like has nothing going on in the story. She gets attacked by the one guy. She gets kissed
by Dio. That's like the greatest thing that happens.
No, that's a different.
Oh, that's different. Okay.
Yeah, this one. She gets attacked by the brain thing, and then he like saves her, and then like later they get married like off.
She's literally
basically.
A maid.
She's there to get married to him.
Nice, yeah.
That's his mom though.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But he doesn't realize it later. Yeah.
The girl that's with his mom.
Yeah.
She's basically just there as like a damsel in distress to get attacked, and then to be his wife later.
Yeah.
So it's a character that you know. So it's like. She doesn't have almost any like personality. Like she's a character, she's a person. Yeah. But it's not like there's a big character development or like thing to make her really super likable to be like most loving wives.
Yeah.
She actually gets mad at him because does she? I feel like there's scenes of her being mad at him in later seasons. Also he cheats on her, so that's a thing.
I mean that's Jotaro, so I can see that.
That's where Jotaro comes from. Is him cheating on her.
Well, I'm seeing the next CBR article. Top 10 anime worst husbands.
I think it's probably
Jotaro number 1.
Yeah. It's probably already an article, and it's probably like Saitama because of some dumb reason.
Saitama never could get married, so he
was the worst husband ever. Oh.
Saitama, worst husband ever, would go to clean the dishes and kill his wife.
He would be the greatest horror movie protagonist, though. You know, he'd be great.
He'd be amazing.
He'd be so good.
Just stare at him as the killer's trying to stab and wondering why his knife keeps on breaking. Like,
I'm just,
okay.
I'm just imagining a commercial for like this Halloween, and it's just like all these terrifying like things, and then it's just him like staring blankly instead of the like scream or whatever, just like him.
That's what I mean by like that personality would be great.
Yeah. For a comedy horror.
Yeah.
Well, there we go.
Yeah.
Is it time for Lucky Channel?
Lucky Channel.
Yeah, it is actually.
Lucky Star episode
8.
Yes.
Lucky Star episode 8.
Lucky Star episode 8.
I don't know the name of the episode.
Thoughts?
I thought it was pretty good. We saw more of Konata's dad.
Yes, he's
He
amazing.
was taking pictures of the girls at the sport. I love how it like starts out where she's watching or the TV and he's on like, yeah, no, I was just at my daughter's sports meet. I got some real good pictures.
Yeah,
like,
and he's like,
I wasn't even there, Dad.
he's like, I wasn't expecting it to be this exciting. I was just here to take pictures of my daughter. And
Yeah.
she's just like, and where's your daughter right now?
and she's watching him on live TV.
Oh, it's amazing.
And like she gets the flyer for the sports meet and she's like, oh yeah, it's this Sunday.
Yeah.
Why didn't
And
you
he's
tell
like,
me?
why'd you tell me?
I have so much to prepare.
So her dad is a creep, which makes perfect sense. I love his character design. He's just like that scruffy like face and like the blue hairs. He's amazing.
I just love how like the one scene where he's just being dragged away. He's like, I haven't even done anything yet. After like did so much.
He was just like, no, I honestly, I thought she was going on the track thing. I was just gonna take pictures of her, and then like dragging him away. So that part was great. It seemed to go by really fast this episode. Like after that bit, and then like some other things happened, and then it was like, oh my goodness, it's over already.
Yeah. Ugh.
The episode name is Energetic Despite Not Being Myself. That's a weird title.
Huh? Strange.
We have a Christmas episode coming up on episode 11.
Oh dang.
Yeah.
Huh. Let's go. That's gonna be closer to Christmas, right?
Why is episode 25 just called JK?
It could be junior high because that's what they call the junior high schoolers, JKs.
It could just be just kidding. The whole thing was a joke.
They really all. It's just Konata sitting in the middle of her room staring at a wall blankly as she thinks, yeah, this is what happened at school today. And she's been sitting at her computer for the past year and a half.
She's an adult now, and all that stuff happened, and she's just sitting now thinking about it, and then just
that would be so sad.
That's why there's the ending where there's the school stuff on the
Yeah.
Told you it was gonna be a dark anime. At the
That
end.
would be so sad.
It'll be happy because she'll just be playing games with her online friends.
Yeah.
Like her old teacher.
Yes.
Or like something happened where she got PTSD because like someone got pushed in front of a bus or something. She just like never left the house after that. You know, stuff like that.
Why does it
Also,
feel like that's
that
just like
makes
a
sense.
mixture of Aramanga Sensei and Steins Gate?
It's just wholesome.
Just wholesome.
Super
Just
wholesome. I mean,
Alright.
this show is wholesome. It's not like Made in Abyss wholesome, but it's pretty wholesome.
It's pretty wholesome.
So this episode, we went and watched a sports festival. You guys
Yes.
were already talking about that, so that was pretty cool.
That was great.
I enjoyed that.
the running thing.
I'd have to say this was the third best sports episode I've ever seen in my life.
They
Nice.
talked about how they always wait in line for food and the one girl
Yeah.
got in the wrong line on accident.
Yep.
And
The pink-haired girl's thing is just being like clumsy and awkward all the time.
Until she wins a freaking race.
Yeah.
yeah. By the breast, which the dad caught perfectly.
How did he not get
So-
arrested?
Because it was his daughter. He thought it was her daughter.
Daughter, yeah.
Yeah, he just wanted to capture her growth. But then he was like, oh, wait, no, my daughter's over there.
So there was her running. There was the unathletic, quiet blue-haired girl. Just like, okay, you got to take 3 steps and then jump to like time the
Purple-haired girl,
hurdles.
not
Purple-haired girl, yeah. And she just like charges through and knocks over like every single one. Also, angry purple-haired girl was really funny this one. Just like being super aggressive and like winning all the things.
That was
pretty
great.
Where it's just like the jumping, like the long jump thing into
Yeah.
the sand. She just face plants.
I like how Konata's like thinking, well, you just gotta picture it as a game.
Visualize it in your head.
Yeah.
And it's like
It's just her tapping
tap,
the
tap,
chart
tap,
and
tap.
then getting the ruler and tapping faster.
yeah. That was
was great.
amazing. And then she wins. That was great.
I remember having to do that for my Nintendo 64. I think it was. Yeah, just get a pencil. I'm beating you in the race.
I got a third-party controller from my Nintendo, the original Nintendo, that had that double A button where you just tap in and do like a double jump and stuff automatically. I was like, oh, that's cheating, but okay.
So it was like tap, 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 tap. So yeah, there was that, and then like the food thing, and then it went to purple-haired girls, the twins' house. And the one's practicing an instrument is absolutely horrible. And she's sitting there just like trying to write. And then she goes and like helps her play the instrument.
That was actually pretty wholesome.
Great.
That was
it was
wholesome.
pretty funny too because of how bad she was.
You just gotta relax.
And then it was like relax, and then she's like okay, and then she's playing it and actually playing good. And then she just starts taking like plays more, plays more. And she just like plays 2 notes, plays 2 notes. It's like hyperventilating trying to play it. Oh, that was great.
She needs to learn to breathe through her nose when she plays the recorder.
Hey, I know what it's like not to be able to breathe through your nose.
Hot cross buns, 1 potato, 2 potato, hot cross buns. Let's go, my recorder players. That's actually the first song you learn in most schools on the recorder.
Yeah. You also kind of learn that on the piano a little bit too.
Yeah.
So, and then the ending with the Lucky channel, which was amazing.
All right, how they framed that at first, I thought for sure that the child actress lady just killed the other dude. Because it was just her, center frame, all happy and stuff. I'm like, where did the intern go?
I love how
Is he dead?
He says like anything and she just gets set off.
Yeah.
It's so amazing. He's gotten a little bit more guts now. Like he's saying things a little bit better, but he's still terrified of her.
I'm terrified of her.
I just love how it's like, oh, I got all these fan mails and stuff, and it's just like, don't get too cocky, you're easily replaceable, and he's just like, ah.
And she's like, one letter, it's a junk mail from
and it's
TV
like,
ad.
it's like your subscription is running. What?
Oh, that was great.
And the manager has to help her peel the paper. He's
The
like,
paper thing. I love how janky that was, where she's just like,
does anyone know where that voice where it was like, don't touch me? Where did that come from?
I think
don't
that
know.
was the board itself.
You think so?
I don't know what was going on
I don't know
there.
what it
There's
was.
a song that's like, don't touch me. And
Yeah.
like 3 times, like, where's that coming from? Is it just me hearing that?
No, I think it was literally just a joke thing where the board was saying, don't touch me.
I feel like it was the one guy being a ventriloquist and making,
Maybe.
trying to sound like the board.
I don't know. I feel like this whole Lucky channel at the end of it is just getting crazier and crazier.
It is.
And like eventually it's just gonna be like totally off the rails and not in like reality at all.
I did really like the Lucky channel girl this time, like how quickly she was switching back, because she was like mostly perky like when the camera was on her,
Yeah.
but then it was just like she would quickly change back, like when he went over to like scratch the thing off, which is all like janky and couldn't get it off, and she's like complaining and complaining and complaining, and then he walks over, and then she's instantly back to like, and we've got this going on. But yeah, the part where she's just like talking right, and it's like
That was great.
amazing.
And then she just full on punches the other dude.
Yeah.
Oh, she kicks him. That's
Yeah,
a footprint on his
kicks
face.
him.
Because she's holding thing with her thing, so she's used one like to just high kick him.
Yeah, she's trying to scratch off the paper on the board, the announcement board, and then she just kicks the other dude.
For no reason at all.
Oh, it's amazing. She's just so jealous because he's getting more like fan mail and stuff. It's amazing.
Jealousy kills.
And it was like, oh, I was called over on the street, and he was like, oh, for like one of these free like things or whatever. It's like, no, because of a fan, obviously.
I'm excited to see the end of Lucky Star.
Me too.
Like, I'm not excited for when it's gonna be done, but like, it's gonna be cool seeing the whole story.
Yeah.
18 more weeks to go, boys.
That's a lot.
Let's go.
That's a quarter of a year.
Yeah. 1 episode a week will do that to you.
Yeah.
We could always like binge watch it some week and then
We
do a
could.
week on just Lucky Star, talking about a couple episodes.
We could. That could be an option.
I'm down with that. I'm always down to watch more Lucky Starter.
Yeah, Lucky Starter.
One thing we do have to discuss is when we're going to do our second playthrough of Steins Gate.
Yes,
We do need to discuss that.
which you can find on our. Excuse me. Which you can find on our YouTube channel, Baka-Talk Studios.
Yes.
The best BTS around, baby.
The only BTS around.
And we only have the
BTS
first episode.
We
up,
don't
but
acknowledge the other ones.
We will be getting to episode 2
Yes.
and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6
And 7.
7, 8,
eight.
9. There's probably gonna be like 20, 30, 40.
What?
of
Like
them.
the average? What's the hour play time of Steins?
I think like 80 hours.
80
something
hours.
like that. So episode 80.
And that's if we don't choose to fully complete it. And if we 100% it, we're probably going to be there the rest of our lives.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, boy.
And like, okay, we made this one choice one time, so now we have to go all the way back.
We just got to like mark the chapters like, notebook, we made this here,
Yeah.
did this here, did that there.
Yeah.
30 to 50 hours of reading time.
And that's just one session. That's
Yeah.
not doing all the options.
This is gonna be epic.
It's going to be so epic.
So yeah, that's really fun. We're gonna get back to that at some point in the future.
Hopefully.
Once Boom gets some time.
Which I will have time after this weekend.
Let's go.
Good.
Yeah,
So yeah, I think it's time to wrap up the show.
I think so.
What are we wrapping in it? Xylophane, Saran wrap, Reynolds wrap.
We're just
I like
wrapping it by
tinfoil.
saying,
Alright.
sayonara, Lucky.
Sayonara.
Bye-bye, Lucky.
Bye-bye.
And you know what? If you want to continue listening to these lovely people that are just screaming in your ear random things,
Vodka.
Probably swore at someone in a different
I
language.
think you
accidentally.
just did.
Sorry about that.
You can find us, of course, on YouTube at Baka-Talk Studios. There you can comment. You can subscribe, and you can hit that notification bell, as well as you can like every single episode that you watch.
I found us on Baka-Talk Studios when I searched it in YouTube.
Nice. You can also find us on iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, anything like that. And there you can subscribe to our podcast and listen there. You can also find us on Twitter at TalkBaka. And you can also find us at Gmail. You can email us on Gmail at askbakatalk@gmail.com. There you can ask us any questions that you want. On Twitter, you can also just follow for podcast updates.
Oh my goodness, I found us on Twitter.
Did you?
Yes.
Good
Our
job.
main base is located underneath the Lake Superior.
Yes.
You'll need to go there to find us.
Yes. In that underwater dome. You
Guys,
saw-
I found Lake Superior on Google.
Nice.
You saw Bessie, right? She
Yeah.
just swam by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's getting cold in here.
Yeah.
I think somebody left a window open.
Wait, what?
Whoops. It was getting hot in the bathroom.
That's why my feet are wet and cold. I thought I peed myself again.
That's a lot of pee, buddy.
Hey, I wasn't gonna judge myself, but I think that's starting to fill up more.
It's all right. We'll steal it later.
The drain still works, right?
Nah,
We gotta do it to fix this before Bessie
I
gets
covered up the drain.
in. Is that a lamprey on your arm?
Anyways, so yeah, if you guys like the
That's not an
podcast-
anyways. That's a lamprey on your arm.
It's all right. Anyways,
It's not.
if you guys like this podcast, please share it with your friends and just say, hey, you ever listen to this really, really stupid podcast called Baka-Talk? No? Well, why don't I strap you to a chair and make you listen to an hour of
I
it?
found Friends on Google. It's a 1994 sitcom.
Why are you Googling random things?
Because you told me to find us there.
Yeah, but
So I'm finding us. I couldn't find Friends, though. I mean, I did. It's a sitcom.
I'm confused.
I'll tell the sitcom to listen to Baka-Talk.
Yes, just like every single actor that played in the sitcom, just like email our link.
All right. I'll get right on that.
We should do that.
Just spam every single actor we know.
Yes. I only know one.
I know quite a bit.
Okay. Anyways, yeah, so this has been Baka-Talk. I think I remembered everything for the podcast. I think.
I think
Maybe.
so. You search Baka-Talk in Google, you'll find us.
Yes, sir. Pyrolus, where can they find you?
Pyrolus 2, and hopefully not in any FBI watch lists yet.
Awesome. Wheeze, where can they find you?
You can find me on YouTube. I'm just KBW, where
Wrestling.
I'm making videos. Just KBW anime, and you'll probably find me where I'm making videos on Monster, on comedy videos about what's that show called?
Demon Slayer?
which I'm gonna be making a new one of those because I hit 100 subscribers.
Good job.
And yeah, that. Oh, also I'm on Twitter at KBWAuthor, and then from there you can find me all the other places. Like I wrote a book and stuff. So
Cool.
yeah,
How's the other book been going?
it's coming along. Got lots of work to do on it though.
Awesome.
I'm not good with words,
You
I
said
guess.
on it though 3 times.
Sorry, that's what the
Yeah,
power of editing
That's
is
what
for.
the editing is. Yeah, I have to like delete on it though because I say it like 3 times. So I type it out. I speak as I write, and then I just like on it though.
That's why I like talking to him while he's writing a book. He's like, oh, giraffe. Oh no, I'm doing it. Oh no, I can't stop. Wait a minute.
Yeah, so I've got a lot of editing to do because I'm like, why is this in here?
It's great when I call him. He's like, oh yeah, I'm in the middle of editing. Oh, are you? What are you typing out? Oh, I'm typing. Oh, son of a. Oh, come on.
I'm like, why is this dialogue so janky? And then I'm like, oh.
Have you actually done that before?
What?
Like just typed out what you were thinking?
I kind of always type out what I'm thinking.
Well, I mean, like if you accidentally have like a random thought come into your head, you just accidentally type it out.
I don't think so.
So when I was in the hospital for the first case of tachycardia, and I was waiting for the doctor to examine my urine while I was sitting in the bed, it was around the time where Girl Meets World was first airing.
Yeah.
And I couldn't reach the remote, so I was texting one of my friends. I was like, oh, I'm hungry. I was like, oh, what do you want to eat? I'd like some Asian, I was going to say noodles, but then like the word girl popped in my head, and I typed in girl, and I was like, oh, wait a minute. It's like, oh yeah, me too. I was like, what? I meant noodles.
Oh, okay, I have done that where I've been like writing and then just like thinking of a word and then like write that word even though it's not like what I have
done that before. I've actually sent that before.
What? And erase it.
I do that a lot.
So,
it makes so many miscommunications.
Yeah.
Anyways, I have been Sir Boom. You can find me on Twitter at SirBoom9, as well as you can find me on another podcast called Look Behind You. There we talk about the paranormal and stuff like that, as well as we'll have a special guest on this upcoming episode called, well, his name is Pyrolus.
I wonder who that is.
I wonder. I'm not sure though. He's a mysterious fellow. We have to change his face and his voice.
I found you on Twitter at SirBoom9.
Really?
Yep.
That's actually surprising.
Wow, googling up his username pulls up his user. How surprising.
Now I'm gonna find you. Where was it? Look Behind You. I found Look Behind You by Sebel Hodge.
Huh?
I didn't find Look Behind You.
What?
Oh,
You should be able to just Google it and find it.
Let me try Look Behind You podcast.
Maybe.
I found Look Behind You podcast.
Cool. Yeah, so this has been Baka-Talk, and yeah, we'll see you all later.
Janya.
You are all great podcasters, aren't you?
Lucky Bakas.
All right, see y'all later.
Oh,
Do you think the CERN guy found our base finally since the door is open and the water's coming in?
Oh, probably.